To my help! And death to the others!
Engulf our enemies!
Ah, Your Excellency, I'm glad to see you. It seems there has been an unexpected development. The manager of the tavern came to find me. He complained of supply problems on the island, and a customs sergeant who is seizing his shipments from the continent. Clearly, neither we nor the palace gave any such orders.
You suspect that these seizures are being used to supply the contraband?
It's the only logical answer.
And you wonder if Egon is involved? Very well. I will find out.
Not sure whether the text...
Hi there, hi.
Oh, there it is. Okay, there you are. Hello.
No, thank you.
It's just being slow.
How's things?
Alright, yourself? Good?
Fine, thanks. Did you catch any of Boris's speech?
Bits and pieces, but it was hard to watch, shall we say. And his Brexit plan won't fly. So, you know, there's that. It's just depressing.
Hello, Commander.
Lord de Sade. And Kurt, I believe I should be thanking you for my nomination.
It is your upright and honourable nature that won you this post, not I. Perhaps sometime in the future you'll curse me for having suggested your name.
I hope not. How can I be of service to you?
We are here to talk to you about a document we found in the training camp.
A letter, signed by Major Herman. He's behind all of this, Sieglinder.
Herman. Kurt, this is personal now. When will this story be finished? I could court-martial him, but you know how much certain people support him.
I know. He'd probably get away with it. Everyone loves the heroic Major. No, we thought of another way. The Ordo Luminis.
You want to have them burned as heretics?
If he'd been caught as Torsten's accomplice, he would have been drawn and quartered. Do you think that's any less painful?
I don't know if you came to look for my help or my blessing. You have both. But promise me that you'll stop seeking vengeance after this.
You have my word. We just need your help to find Herman. He's been hiding since the failed coup.
And you need help in the San Mateus barracks. Talk to the corporal in charge of the prisons. I know him well. He's loyal. He's from the old school. If he can help you, he will.
It seems to me that the Ordo Luminous keeps its prisoners in the prisons of the Guard.
In fact, if you want to avoid drawing too much attention to yourself, you could bring Herman there directly. I'll write you a letter for the corporal. Here you go.
Thank you for doing this for me, Sieglinder.
You're welcome. And don't forget your promise, Kurt.
Parliament to be prorogued next Tuesday.
If they allow it.
Didn't think he would try it again.
Yeah, it's a bit risky. Just trying to waste and use up time. Did he say how long it would be for? Seems like he's genuinely pissed off the Queen, which isn't an easy thing to do.
What do you want now?
I guess she'll have to go along with it.
Technically, yeah, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? Nothing makes any sense anymore.
We have come to discuss something that concerns you.
Really? I'm listening.
We would like to draw your attention to a man who has confessed to terrible crimes.
Has he professed heresy? Venerated one of the demonic creatures worshipped by the savages?
Not exactly. He's responsible for many deaths, and was one of Torsten's supporters.
Who, as you know, was planning to overthrow your governor and take her place.
These truly are crimes. But they have nothing to do with the Ordo Luminous. You should denounce this man to our governor. I'm sure she'll be happy to have him drawn and quartered.
Unfortunately, this man has friends in high places. I doubt that we'll be able to convince the Mother Cardinal.
Politics. The curse of our society. I approve of your quest for justice, and I will
If
help
there's
you
a
as
G,
much as I
do you
can.
think it will be a hung parliament?
I can't have your man
Almost
publicly
certainly.
arrested without raising too many questions. But if you arrange for him to come to one of our jails discreetly, I'll make sure justice is delivered. The felon will receive the punishment he
Even if the Tories enter into a pact with the Brexit Party,
May he always
and
keep you in
even
his
if
divine
Labour
blessing,
enter into a
Alexis.
pact with the
You will soon find
coalition
this
of
man
other
in your
parties,
care.
I think it'll still end up being a hung
Anything
parliament.
else?
And the Liberal Democrats are likely to hold the winning amount of seats to ally with whoever, or someone might be forced into making a minority government, which would probably still be the Conservatives. It's everything's so hard to tell, which would mean we would have gotten absolutely nowhere, pretty much.
Nothing. It's all right.
Remember,
resupply the Mother Cardinal herself.
The earliest GE can happen is 5th November, that would be weird.
Appropriate though. I guess a lot depends on how long he's going to prorogue for. Though now is not the time to be having a new Queen's speech and policy layout anyway, so... And does anyone trust him to stick by his word after he does prorogue? You know, it's, yeah. It's all fun and games until someone loses a head. This isn't the right area. How do I get over there? It's down the... Just down the other stairs.
Yes? What can I do for you?
Sir, Commander Zieglander wrote this letter to you.
I wasn't expecting that. Even though I never really liked the Major, the Commander is asking me to do all I can to assist you in your mission. So what can I do for you?
We're looking for the Major. We know that he was posted here.
Yes, and officially he still is. But I haven't seen him for some time. Following the coup, he was probably expecting us to go after him. The only people he may have told about his hiding place are his lieutenants. Those two are his henchmen.
I see. Well, we'll just have to go and interrogate them.
If we bring him to you, can you make sure he ends up in an Ordo Luminous jail?
Do you want to condemn him to the stake? That's a bit extreme. Listen, I can lock him up, but you'll have to find a way to keep my men from seeing him.
Why is that?
All the guards in the city know the Major. If they see him brought here, they'll want to know why. And they will surely take it out on the Inquisition, which could end badly.
You're not wrong, Corporal. What do you suggest?
If you bring me some sleeping potions, I could put the whole lot of them to sleep. When they wake up, they'll be ashamed of having slept through their watch. But that's better than spilling blood.
So you need sleeping potions, is that right?
Yes, to put my men to sleep. That would seem the best way of doing it.
Perfect. And then?
When you have your man, let me know, and I'll do the rest. Anything else?
We should go.
Goodbye.
Now that everything is ready, we should go find these lieutenants.
You're far from your regiment, Captain. What do you want?
We're looking for Major Herman. I was told you'd know where to find him.
The Major? He must be on a mission somewhere.
Don't play dumb with me, Lieutenant. I'd be sorry to see you arrested as an accomplice.
Listen, Captain. We really don't know what you're talking about. As for your threats, you're not our superior. You're not part of our regiment.
Yet we're here with your new commander's blessing. The Major is accused of treason. You'd better tell us where to find him.
Lies. The Major is a righteous man. We'd give our lives for him.
Really? Let's see you do it.
Guards, help me!
Maybe I'm likely to protect me in this battle. To my help! And death to the others! You have made a shadow engulf our enemies. Move away! So, are you finally ready to tell us where we can find Herman?
We'll never tell you anything.
Stop! You might be ready to die for him, but I'm not. He's in a warehouse, on the port.
The traitor is probably getting ready to leave the island. What do you want to do with these two, Kurd?
Lieutenants, you're under arrest for now. Go to the commander. She'll decide what to do with you.
At your orders, Captain.
Let's find the Major before he escapes.
Here he is!
What the... Kurt? It's been so long.
Seems like climate
How did you
change has
find me?
become a feminist
Does that
issue.
really matter, Major? You're finally gonna pay for all your evil.
It's not
your
helping if you
treachery,
do that.
And your schemes.
Come with us, Major Herman.
If you think
And I
I'm gonna
think
give
the,
up without a fight, you're wrong.
hatred towards Greta was more to do with her age than her gender, to be honest.
Protect me in this battle. May the shadows help our enemies.
I saw plenty of women being horrible to her. But then, as we know, yeah, glaciers are a feminist issue.
No. What? You shouldn't be surprised. After all, I owe my talents to you.
Let's lock him up. The Inquisitor will do the rest.
Good evening, Jin. Hope all is good in Grimworld.
Evening. Could be worse. Didn't get quite as much work done today as I wanted to. Other than that, mostly okay.
I have just started another game of Skyrim. That game is simply stunning.
Be interesting to see whether the new one will stand up to it. Gotta be weird when your main competition is the previous version of the same game.
It is better than Z remember.
Kurt, are you alright?
Yes. Better than ever.
Closest thing to a tabletop experience by a mile.
Yeah, pretty
What
much.
did he do to you?
As you may have guessed, I suffered the same treatment as Raina. The only difference is that I survived, and there's even more. Believe me, I'm glad that these memories went up in flames along with that bastard. Thank you, Green Blood. Thank you for helping me as I go through all this. I'll never forget it.
Have you thought about my offer? Do you want to go and find your real family?
Yes, I'm ready now.
So, we should go.
I am playing it completely differently this time, forcing myself out of comfort zone and loving it.
Yeah, I almost always play as like a sneaky assassin bowman type. If I went back and replayed it, I'd probably change it. Right, I have to take my pills. I will be right back.
Hi Steve, how's you? Good, thanks Daniel, how about you?
Okay, I'm back. I was just chewing something because it's best to have some food with the pills. Didn't think you'd want to hear me noshing away, so...
You have come at the right time, Your Excellency. I am in a delicate situation and your help would be invaluable.
I'm listening, Admiral.
Captain Reuben warned me that he suspected a member of his crew of being a spy. It is almost certain she sent secret navigation information to foreigners.
Why ask me to take care of it?
This is a very serious accusation. One that results in a member of the guild being expelled. The Norts are like a family, very connected, but also likely to carry resentment.
Funny, I never play sneaky bowman, so forced myself to do exactly that this time.
Anyway, their ship is anchored
I find
in
it fun.
Serene. Your authority will allow
By the
you
end
to
of the
get
game,
more
I was
answers than
pulling
us.
off really far distant shots with arrows.
Information that could have been sent.
It's up to you to find out. But all the Norts know how we navigate our ships. You've seen the techniques we use, and you know we want to keep them secret.
I agree. Where can I find Captain Reuben?
At the port in your town. You know his ship. It was Captain Vasco's before he landed. I'm counting on you, Your Excellency. We must shed light on this case.
I have come to talk to you about a personal matter.
After what I revealed to you, I was sure you would come back to find me. What would you like to know?
You told me that I was born on one of your ships. Of an islander captured on the island.
We'd like to know about this woman's origins.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I did not take part in those expeditions. And our old archives are far from here.
Is there no one on Tier 3D who can help us? Please.
Very well. I do know an old captain who could perhaps help you out.
Where can he be found?
His ship is moored in the port of Hikmet, if I'm not mistaken. His name is Captain Lissandro.
Thank you for your help, Admiral.
Desarde?
Yes, Admiral?
Don't get too caught up in the past. That one in particular. Nothing good will come of it.
Whether or not we choose to get caught up in it, Admiral, the past always catches up with us. Sadly, I'm paying the price of this.
Picking up your speaking now. When I play, I don't generally use magic at all, except where you have to, so I just don't find it as interesting as sneaking. Alchemy, though, yeah. Play through Skyrim. I don't have a copy of Skyrim on PS4. But when the new game comes around, I'm sure I'll be playing that on here. Some new stuff dropped for Destiny, which I'll need to play once I finish playing this. I don't know. Too many games with ongoing stuff. Not enough days in the week. Yeah, it's a long time away, but, you know, time slips away. Never got my big project done this year that I wanted to, and it's too late to start it now. I think that's what I hate most about my illness, just being unable to properly commit to anything, or if I do commit to something and need to get it finished and done, Have to focus on that and nothing else. Really annoying. I can't honestly say that I know whether I would or not. It depends what other games are around. Got a lot on my plate at the moment, so... So save yourself the money. Trying to find my address. You can send me Tupperware boxes full of poop. I'm wise to your schemes.
Enlightened that a captain who took part in these expeditions is right here on the island.
It is indeed a stroke of luck. I hope he remembers my mother.
Do not worry. If his memory fails him, he may have kept his diary from that time.
I haven't been back to this city in ages. Wonder if any new plots have dropped. Still some unexplored areas.
True. Better of just PayPaling you the money.
Exactly. I don't know how much digital download of Skyrim goes for now.
Come closer, come closer. All my wares are in the vanguard of progress.
Your Excellency, it's always a pleasure. Is there anything you would like?
Nice. Yeah, why not? Treat myself.
Thanks for your visit.
Typical, can't equip it yet. Need to put my accuracy up.
Hello there. My name is de Sardet. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
I am Captain Lysandro. Pleased to meet you. I don't believe I've had the pleasure before. Yet your face seems familiar. How odd. Well, what can I do for you?
Admiral Cabral advised me to speak to you about a matter of some concern to me.
The Admiral? Coming from a legate, I should have expected that. So?
You are the only one on this island that can help me.
Really? Oh, I think I understand. That's why your face looked familiar. The congregation is good at keeping its secrets, isn't it? This story is not a new one.
25 years. 25 years since the Nauts brought a woman who was captured on this island to Serene.
I remember. And yet it wasn't the first time. But on that occasion, a child was born.
So you can understand why we'd like to learn where this captive came from.
Yes, yes. I have seen more than a few Nauts looking for their parents. But what have you got to do with all this?
I met that woman in Serene. I got to know her, well.
Listen, it's not that I don't want to help you, but my memory is no longer what it was. I wasn't the captain at the time. I wasn't the one who decided where we moored the ship. So I don't see how I can help you find out where this woman came from.
Do you need a little gold to jog your memory?
You're quite the merchant, aren't you? But since you're asking so nicely, I do actually need a new sail.
Here's your gold, Captain.
Perfect. My old boat thanks you. Very well. I need to look in my old logbooks. I'm sure I'll find something. Wait for me here. I'll be an hour at the most. Here it is. I found my old logbook. There's a passage in it that would probably interest you. Your mother came from a village on the plains in the southeast of the island. I'm talking about a place where the bones of the whale are visible from the coast. I believe the natives call it Vignamri.
Thank you for this information, Captain.
It's nothing. I'm getting sentimental in my old age. Good luck to you.
So here you are on the verge of discovering your mother's village, of finding your own people. How do you feel?
I don't really know. I'm a little lost, I suppose. All of this is so new to me.
I understand. Mrs. de Sardet was loving. She raised you with tenderness. And today you learn she is not your real mother. I'm sorry.
Flasks, you'll find the quintessence of alchemy. The best potions and the most efficient concoctions.
Come closer. Come closer. All my wares are in the bag
It was Far Cry 5 that sent me back to Skyrim.
Oh. Weren't having a good time with it.
I thought, what the fuck am I doing? This is tedious.
I didn't hate it, but I hated the ending.
It is just a shoot 'em up.
Yeah, but I like to feel that my shooting serves a purpose of some kind and makes a difference, which the previous Far Cry games made me feel like, but that one, not so much.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
I recently found out that my mother came from
RPGs should provide many ways to skin a cart.
Now I understand why your face seems so familiar to me.
Indeed. She was captured before my birth and sent to the continent.
She was called Arelwyn. Did you know her?
Of course. Everyone here remembers her kidnapping.
Could you tell me more about that?
I was not the head of the clan back then. It was a very long time ago, but I remember the village Denegad. Kidnapped by the people of the sea. All our warriors set off to her rescue. But it was all in vain. Most of them died, including the one she loved. It was a dark day, in which our village lost its knowledge and strength in one blow.
Variety of player character class is fundamental.
Do you know if any members of my family are still alive?
Yes. Slan, your mother's sister. She then became our Donegad. She was never able to
Doing things like
match
Skyrim,
her
it's
sister's
how you
power.
play that makes
Too
it.
much knowledge had been lost. Arelwyn was a renowned healer across all of Teofradi. Taking her place was not an easy task.
It's not surprising that she was of interest to the congregation. They probably hoped she could help them find a cure for the Malachor. But all alone, far from the island. She was just a young, frightened woman who had lost all her powers.
Do you know where I can find my aunt?
You could try her house, but she's rarely there. She is an elderly woman now, and very much enjoys her own company. She doesn't speak much to me, but others here can probably tell you where to find her.
Thank you, Ulan.
Anything else?
You can't just provide one role to play in a game.
I must go.
Well, it depends on the game. I mean, FPSs, it does tend to be like that. Though, more and more they're incorporating roleplay elements, I suppose, or at least character progression, which isn't really the same thing.
A bit too friendly, if you ask me. A little too concerned with pleasing the settlers.
And you think that's a bad thing?
He reminds me of myself when I was younger. And that's not a compliment. My fear is that he serves his own ambition. and this is often done at the expense of others. There's no one here. Let's go and ask the inhabitants of the village if they know where to find her.
The islanders protect their Donegada. I don't know if they'll speak to some Renaigse.
Don't forget, you are one of them after all.
Hello.
Renaigse. Do you need help, Renaigse?
Actually, yes. I'm looking for the village Donegad.
Oh. And what do you want from her?
Ulan told me that she could help me to find someone.
Ulan must have wanted to play a dirty trick on you. There's no love lost between Ulan and the Donegad. She says that he loves the people from your island too much.
When I used to play tabletop, we used to refer rather rudely to certain campaigns as dungeon bashes.
Try heading towards the west
Whatever
plains.
people can get fun from, it's all
She is
fair.
there right now, but she likes going for walks there.
I'm extremely grateful.
True, you are far too reasonable, lol.
I'm just gonna want something more than that when I play a game. But if other people enjoy it, you know, fair enough.
As a GM, I once wrote a diary encompassing an entire year with clues in.
That's commitment, or insanity, or both.
There's a woman over there, surrounded by animals. It looks like she may be in danger.
Let's go and help. It's got to be her.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle! Death to the others!
Move away! Things are about to get...
How do you feel, madam?
Well,
Thank you for stepping in. I don't understand what has happened. Usually these animals accept me. Something must have frightened them.
We are glad we arrived at the right time. We would have been very upset if something had happened to you.
Excuse me, but are you Slan, the Denegad of Vignamri?
Yes, that's me. Were you looking for me?
Yes, we were. If you would allow us, we'd like to accompany you and tell our story along the way.
Very well. I will walk by your side.
This is the story we have pieced together.
I just can't believe it. Yet, if I think about it, your face reminds me of hers.
My mother, or rather, the woman who raised me, gave me this necklace.
Relwyn gave it to me, to give to her child, and I passed it on to Mrs. de Sade.
It looks familiar. Your father had given it to your mother when they bound. It's good that you are wearing it today. My poor beloved Relwyn, who died far away from us all, and divorced Tierce. I still miss her so much.
She wanted me to help her die. But I was unable to do such a thing. Someone would have figured it out. I would have been sent back to Ptolemy, and I would have lost everything. So I watched her suffer. And one day she died.
Petrus, I cannot hold it against you for letting her live.
No, you don't understand. I loved her. I loved her, and I didn't even have the strength to end her suffering. She's the only woman I've ever loved.
I never would have guessed.
Everyone loved Relwyn. She was marvelous. You cannot blame yourself, man of the light. What's more, you brought me her child. For that alone, she would forgive you if she were among us. All is well now. The child of Tia Fradi has returned home, and with him, the spirit of his mother. You are home, my Magum. Welcome.
Petrus, I wanted to thank you.
Thank me? Despite everything you know about me?
You may have been a bit cowardly in the past, to the point of letting the woman you loved suffer. You were manipulative, and you lied to everyone, including yourself. But thanks to what you've told me, I've been able to find my family and my origins. And for that, I thank you.
My child. What you're saying touches me more than you can imagine.
It was working, now I'm not sure whether it is again or not.
For once in my deceitful life. For you, and for her. I hope the Enlightened will remember this when I stand before him.
I don't always get it right. But that can't hurt.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle. To my house. And death to the others. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Yeah, it could be. There's too many time sync games coming out, though. Just don't necessarily feel like I have the time for them all. So I guess it's first world problems, but still. Ah, shite.
Things are about to get dicey. May the shadow engulf our enemies. Move away. Things are about to get dicey. Move away. Things are about to get dicey. Move away! Things are about to get dicey! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
That learned him. Feeling I'm not supposed to be here yet. Must have taken a wrong turn somewhere. Seeing as I'm here. Yeah, not meant to be here yet. We'll come back later. Chest I missed. Yeah, the callouts in combat can be a bit, there's not enough variety, shall we say. Yeah, it's not too bad. They could have gone for a bit more sort of period feel, I suppose. Harpsichords and whatnot, but... Okay, why is that not a dead end on the map? Mass Effect had a good soundtrack. We put it on quite often when we're playing sci-fi tabletop games. Dragon Age 2, come to that. Shame neither game really ever lived up to its promise. No, I'm one of those entitled gamers who thinks that the ending was a bit shit. Felt gypped. Endings on a lot of games are leaving me cold lately. Not even lately, last few years. Longer even. Hated the end of The Last of Us. Hated the end of Far Cry, the most recent one. Not immersion exactly. Oh, I can't. There's a technical term for it, which bugger me. I can't remember at the moment. Because obviously, you know, in real life, you don't have a soundtrack going the whole time. I don't know. They ruined it. I mean, it was such a letdown after 3 games and however many years and what 180 hours. Or whatever it was. It's like, psych, none of what you did mattered at all. Oops, missed the skill altar. Can't be having with that. Odd piece of brick wall in the middle of nowhere. over. Because Vasco is a naught, so he's going to be useful if we're doing a naught mission. I don't feel like putting him in a helmet, even though he'd be better off with it. That's my weakness, making role-playing choices instead of sensible choices. Nice. He can actually use that rapier. Experience sounds better than immersion, I think, but I mean, it can heighten the emotional effect. Wish it was easier to control playlists and things during tabletop sessions, because that could really sort of help create senses of urgency and so on. But I find that if I set up complicated playlists or soundboards or whatever, it ends up just distracting me from running the game. Maybe an assistant games master or something. I don't know.
Captain Reuben?
Aye, the man himself. To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
De Sade, legate of the merchant congregation. And I'm sure you know my companion.
Vasco. Oh, do not worry. The seahorse is in good hands.
I'm sure, Reuben.
What brings you here?
The Admiral asked me to shed light on your little problem of indiscretion in your ranks.
I see. I would be happy to answer any questions you have.
You told the Admiral that you suspect one of your crew members.
Indeed.
Media Master.
Alba, committed volunteer from Ptolemy. She only joined us a short time ago. Did you want to know anything else?
What led you to these suspicions?
Well, the girl's behavior. She was very eager at first, very willing, almost too much. Then, suddenly, she became nervous. She isolated herself and did not speak to others. She's a recent recruit, which inevitably raised some doubts about her vocation. Sometimes I saw her hanging around my cabin. My papers were often disturbed. And since we've returned to port, she's almost never on board. You can understand my concern, but you should probably talk to the other members of the crew. They may know something else.
Ultimately, your strong suspicion stems from the fact that she's sea-given.
A recent sea-given. She did not join us as a child, but you know how rare volunteers are, especially from Ptolemy. Did you want to know anything else?
Yeah, it does.
Do you know what information she may have sent?
I don't know exactly what you know about our navigation methods.
Let's say that magic does not have much to do with it.
I see. Well, of course she knows that too. She saw some of our machines on board, and by searching through my papers, she could get even more sensitive information. Did you want to know anything else?
The Admiral told me that you were the new captain of the ship we arrived on.
The Seahorse? Yes. It's an excellent ship and a good crew. But you did the crossing. You know it as well as me. Did you want to know anything else?
That'll be all, Captain. Thank you.
Referee, they have linesmen, I suppose.
I am so pleased to see you again.
The pleasure is shared.
Captain.
Good day, Jonas.
What can I do for you?
I would like you to tell me anything you can about a member of your crew. Alba.
She joined our party recently, but I like her already. She works hard and is full of courage. You know, she is one of those rare Nauts that joined of her own volition, and she did everything she could to become one of our own. Until we arrived here, she suddenly became distraught and frightened. It brought back memories.
Do you know where I could find her? I'd like to ask her some questions.
No, I've not seen her for a while. Maybe at the tavern? She was playing cards there from time to time. Anything else, Your Excellency?
How have things been since you made it back?
The paperwork aside, your duty is to provide players with an experience.
I do miss my parents from time to time, but I don't miss the warehouse or the mercenaries.
You can get cents to use the tabletop now, which strikes me as being a bit excessive.
Anything
They're
else,
not
Your
as useful as you
Excellency?
might think.
What have you been up to since we made it to Tirfredi?
I'm still just a cabin boy, but I have high hopes to be promoted to seaman for our next crossing. Since our captain changed, we've been doing nothing but coasting and small trade. But that won't last. Anything else, Your Excellency?
I'm afraid I need to be going. Watch out for yourself.
Seaman.
Hey, happy to see you again. How have things been going for you since your crossing?
Good, thank you. Even if I've got quite a list of errands to check off.
Then straight to it. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a Naut. A young woman going by the name of Alba.
I know her. She joined our crew at the same time as our new captain. Did you try the tavern? Don't give me that look there. I've kept from the bottle since that story with Jonas, you know that. No matter. When we're at dock, there's nothing much else to do. It might be that little Alba went there to take a look. Anything else?
How have things been going for you since we landed?
Well, it came as quite a shock to see you grounded, Captain. We truly wondered why.
It's another one of those things that would be nice
the
if it
Admiral's
worked properly,
decisions
but
are as mysterious as those of the luminous Lauro. Impenetrable.
That's true. But the crossing went so well, didn't it? And since Captain Rubin took the helm for you, well, he's not the talkative type. But then I'm not going to complain. We've been sailing the small rounds of late, keeping busy. We go from port to port around the island. It's peaceful. At least we're in port often. Anything else?
Do you like it on Tirfredi?
It's not as nice as our isle, but it's far better than the continent. Here at least we can breathe, without smelling a corpse round every corner. And the coast is beautiful. And you know, the taverns aren't so bad. Anything else?
I need to go. Farewell.
Smooth sailing.
Captain, Delighted to see you again. We've missed you. Your Excellency, it's a pleasure. What can I do for you?
We have a few questions to ask you, Flavia.
I'm all yours, Captain.
Can you tell me anything about Alba?
Oh, I don't know her very well. She only joined our crew recently. But she pulls her weight. You can't hold that against her. You might say she shows a little too much zeal even, at times. That being said, ever since we got here, I found her a little distraught. You could even say nervous.
Would you know where I could find her?
No, I wouldn't. Where's she missed roll call? Well, I hope she didn't do something stupid. These committed volunteers, we never know if we can trust them. Anything else?
What have you been up to since we landed?
Nothing worthy of writing home about. Just shuffling merchandise around the Isle from port to port. I prefer the high sea. Anything else?
I need to be off. Perhaps we'll meet later.
Farewell, then.
And you was misgendering them.
The crew members confirm what Reuben told us. She's changed her attitude, which proves nothing. I wonder, would we have found it strange if she had been sea-born?
We were told that she was sometimes at the tavern. We should take a look there.
Good of people to leave all this stuff out for me.
This time, you are going too
these
far.
drunkards have one of their
I will not
rounds,
let you say
they'll
one
end up in
more
a
word.
fight.
That's it. You can shout all you want, but I'm right, you old drunkard.
Not at all. I played that hand honestly. You're so drunk. You see double, that's all.
Are you kidding me?
Come on, gentlemen. Please calm down.
Who are you to give us orders?
That's true. You want to see how tough? Oh, you don't know who you're messing with.
You're wasting your time talking to them. The alcohol will make them forget about it tomorrow.
You're right. It's a waste of time.
What can I pull for you?
Manfred, the quartermaster of the barracks, told me about your supply problems.
And he sends you? Damn. I didn't think a legate would act in person, but it's nice to see that our problems are taken seriously. I'll explain. Alcohol has been scarce in New Serene for quite some time. Our suppliers in the town are constantly victims of theft, to the point that they're no longer able to supply taverns. I could have managed if my monthly delivery from the continent had arrived as planned, but customs seized my goods.
Did they give you a reason?
Conservative seizure, they said. Time to check that everything is in order. And now they tell me that they can't return my goods because they've been stolen. Can you believe it? If even customs are getting robbed, what hope do we have?
Huh. This is all rather suspicious. Don't worry. I'll go and see these customs officers and get this cleared up.
What can I pour for you?
Give me a bottle of your best drink.
There you go. But be careful. She's got a strong bite.
Your Excellency, it is an honor.
Stairs. It's not really part of the tavern.
Hello, my darlings. It's rare to see the upper crust in here. It must be my lucky day. Do you and yours want to have a good time? I could call a few friends.
I'm sorry, but I'm not here for that.
Really? What would you like, then?
I'll let you get on.
What a shame. Come back soon.
Hatchet-faced old crone. haven't managed to burn any towns yet. I did get some people burned to death. Because it was the only way to get them, because they had powerful friends. Influence, political influence. So arresting him wouldn't have done the job. So I had to sick the Inquisition on him.
Hey, look at that! The upper crust coming to slum it at the tavern. How may I help you?
That'll be all.
This game looks like what Dragon Age Inquisition was trying to be but wasn't. Did they give him the comfy chair?
We didn't actually get to see what happened to him, but...
What can I pour for you?
I'm looking for a young Naut. She goes by the name of Alba and sails on Captain Reuben's ship.
I wouldn't know who that is. Why don't you go and ask that fellow over there? He often shares a bottle with the sailors. He might remember your Naut. Anything else?
Nothing, thanks. I'm not thirsty just yet.
Oh, here you are again. More questions?
We're looking for a young Naut. She's part of Captain Reuben's crew.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. A girl who loses her pay with style. But I don't know where she is. She looked sad last time I saw her. Didn't have her head in the game.
Have you ever heard her talk about secrets or documents she would like to exchange?
Are you asking me if she's a spy? No idea, she told me nothing. But if that's why you're looking for her, I may have seen things that might interest you. I'm often mistaken for a drunkard, so they pay no attention to me. But I see everything.
Tell me what you saw. This should quench your thirst.
Everyone's a spy.
What did you see?
Well, returning late at night, I spotted a guy I'd seen before at the tavern. He often spent time with the Nauts, and he was in the street,
fiddling with a stone, looking suspicious. So, I took a closer look when he left. I thought he'd stashed money or something. But no. There was a box under the stone, but there was no gold inside, just papers. They were messages, and from the look of the guy, they couldn't be love letters. Now, I don't know how to read, so I couldn't understand what it was about, but maybe those were your secrets?
Where is this hiding place?
Cross the bridge at the exit of the town. On the left, look for the stone. The box is underneath.
Thank you, soldier.
My pleasure, friend. Do you want to know anything else?
That'll be all, soldier. Thank you.
Well, when a coder and a level designer love each other very much, they create a spawn point. Pills kicking in. I'll get to this next place and save.
This stone must be the one the soldier told us about. Look, it hides a box.
It's a dead drop. It's suspicious, but it doesn't reveal any secrets or who uses it.
Well then, we'll have to catch whoever uses it red-handed.
These bushes will shield us from prying eyes. We can wait for your spies there.
Perfect. We have a great view of the box from here.
Should we wait here?
I don't believe it.
Maybe she just wants someone to stand watch while she has a pee.
Everything.
What are you doing here, gentlemen?
Am I dreaming? Or are those the same guys from before?
No, you're right. It's those guys who came to pick a fight at the tavern.
Could you go fight somewhere else?
Why would we do that? The road is for everyone.
It's true. We fight where we want.
Listen, a patrol is coming. You better run. They're not fond of rowdy drunkards.
We're not being rowdy. We're talking nicely.
I've never heard of patrols on this road at this time.
And yet it's one of my friends, a coin captain who told me about it.
Oh. Well, maybe it's best we left then.
Yeah. Right. Come on, let's go.
These drunkards have made us waste precious time. We should go back and hide, quickly. Let's be quiet now.
Should we wait here?
That's it. Suspect in sight. He's only a messenger. We should follow him.
Well, gentlemen, what are you plotting?
Fool! They followed us!
But I was careful! I'm the legate of the merchant congregation, and you have been caught plotting treason. So I suggest you talk. What do these messages contain, and what are they about?
You're wasting your time. I won't say a word.
Do you realize that you are suspected of espionage and conspiracy? Don't you think you better explain yourself?
Wait! I don't want to end up in jail. It's not about the secrets of the congregation. Let me explain. Some time ago, it was rumoured that the secrets of the Nauts were for sale. My country was interested. So I started exchanging messages as you've been doing. The Naut who was willing to give up these secrets demanded a fortune. He also wanted to become a citizen. But we were only at the negotiation stage. For the moment, I have received nothing concrete. Just promises.
Who is the Naut you're talking to?
I've no idea. The messages were signed White Rose. But I doubt it's a real name.
Very well. You seem to be telling the truth.
Alba means white, Desarde, but it's a little unsubstantial.
And give me the message in your possession before leaving.
Very well. Here it is. Now, if you'll allow me, I will leave the town.
Right. Sleepy time. Take care all. I'll see you soon.